What's good, crypto fam? Lots of exciting news to share with you today. I'll be breaking down the latest technical analysis as well as breaking news. Celsius founder Alex Mashinsky pleads not guilty and has been granted bail after being arrested, and Celsius being fined roughly $5 billion. We'll also be discussing breaking news. The SEC has officially acknowledged the BlackRock Spot Bitcoin ETF application. Let's freaking go. We'll also be discussing the latest of SEC losing the battle versus Ripple Labs as XRP has officially won and the effect on the crypto market. We'll also be discussing demand is driving the price of Bitcoin to $130,000 per coin. We'll also be discussing crypto will transcend international currencies according to the BlackRock CEO Larry Fink, who was just recently interviewed on television, and Max Keiser responded, "We've predicted this for more than 12 years. This guy is a douche, but he is going to make millions of Bitcoiners billions of dollars in profits." Let's get it. We'll also be discussing the BlackRock Spot Bitcoin ETF could unlock $30 trillion worth of capital into Bitcoin, sending the Bitcoin price 30x above and beyond. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to smash that subscribe button and ring the bell to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day like this. And it's free to do so and help support the channel, and I greatly appreciate that. Now, I'm your host, JV. Today is pod episode number 1341, and today is July 14th, 2023. Yesterday, the 13th, one of the most critical days in crypto history, and as a result, the entire market was going parabolic, literally every altcoin pumping to the moon. And today, the unfortunate reality, we have consolidated and currently correcting. As you can see here on your screen, we got Bitcoin down almost 5% for the day, but maintaining that $30,000 support. We have Ether down 4%, trading just above $1,900, and XRP, one of the biggest losers, after being one of the biggest gainers yesterday of like roughly 80%. Today, it's corrected down 15%, trading at 69.5 cents. And checking out CoinMarketCap.com, the current crypto market cap is sitting at 1.2 trillion, with above 60 billion in volume in the past 24 hours, with the Bitcoin dominance still on the decline at 48.6%, with the Ether dominance at 19.1%. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers in the past 24 hours, Synthetics leading the pack up 28%, trading at $2.76, followed by Injective up almost 5%, trading at $9, followed by Optimism up less than 3%, trading at $1.42. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers for the past week, we also have Synthetics leading this pack up over 27%, with the biggest loser, XLM, down 18%, along with XRP down 14%. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, we're currently rated a 60 in greed, yesterday a 57, last week a 55, and last month a 46 in fear. So there you have it. And welcome to everyone just joining the live show. Make sure to say hello and let me know where you're from in the live chat, and at the end of the show, I'll be reading everyone's comments out loud, giving everyone the opportunity to get their voice, comments, and thoughts heard. That's right. Now let's dive into today's Bitcoin technical analysis. Check out some of the charts and the price action and what is popping in crypto. Bitcoin long-term hodlers are coming back to life as Bitcoin price increases. The latest analysis confirms in a tweet on July 13th, Philip Swift, creator of On-Chain Data Resource, Look into Bitcoin, revealed classic bull market behavior amongst the older Bitcoin investors. Let's freaking go. And quoting Philip Swift here, increased on-chain spending volume showing where we are in the cycle right now. And he also said that history doesn't repeat, but it often rhymes. Now, VDD is based on the extent coin days destroyed, better known as the CDD metric, which measures periods of inactivity each time an amount of Bitcoin moves on chain. It takes CDD data and factors in the current Bitcoin price, and its multiple then compares the 30-day result with the 365-day average. Quoting him here, it is able to highlight when the older coins begin to rapidly enter the market to be sold. This typically happens when the longer-term participants look to take profits as price accelerates up in major bull market cycles. So there you have it. And here's a very interesting chart showing you the value days destroyed along with the multiple, showing you the bull market and on out. Now, reacting checkmate, lead on-chain analyst from Glassnode shared the following. It is remarkable how consistent the cycles are. Humans reacting the same given similar stimulus. This time is indeed not different. So there you have it. Meanwhile, Glassnode data reveals and underscores how tempting it might be for various hodler classes to cash out on the current prices, especially if you're up in value, right? Bitcoin's market value to realized value, better known as the MVRV ratio for long-term and short-term hodlers, shows both types of investors considerably in the black. We have the long-term hodler coins, defined as coins dormant for at least 155 days, with an aggregate worth 1.5 times more when they were last moved, or for the short-term hodler equivalent, the number is 1.12. So there you have it. Where my long-term Bitcoin hodlers at? Make some noise in the live chat. Now, I shared breaking news on yesterday's episode. We discussed Mashinsky, the Celsius founder, finally got arrested. About time, but guess what? Within 24 hours, he is officially out on bail. So here is the latest details. And how many of you have been affected by the results of the Celsius scam? Let me know in the comments below. Mashinsky, the founder and former CEO of Celsius, pleaded not guilty to charges of misleading customers and artificially inflating the CEL token shortly after being arrested on Thursday. Following this, he was released on bail by the U.S. District Judge on a bond of $40 million. Whoa. Obviously, he got that kind of funds to get out, right? According to the court document filed Thursday, the personal recognize bond for Alex is secured by his Manhattan residence. There you go. As well as the signatures of his wife and another individual. Wow, how much is that house or apartment or whatever worth? Pretty significant, right? Now, Benjamin A. Lee and Jonathan O. Ring are the attorneys representing Mashinsky, and in the statement, mentioned Mashinsky is eager to defend himself in court against what he believes are unfounded charges. And following attorney Benjamin Ali's statement of Mashinsky not guilty plea, Mashinsky left the court without commenting. Smart man. When the magistrate judge asked if the plea was indeed not guilty, Mashinsky confirmed that it was. Now, here are the restrictions imposed. As part of the bail agreement, Mashinsky will face restrictions that include a ban on travel and opening new bank or cryptocurrency accounts. And for now, Mashinsky's travel is restricted to the eastern and southern districts of New York. And furthermore, according to the agreement, Mashinsky's wife will be required to sign the bond, while the identity of the second co-signee remains undisclosed. Kind of sounds familiar to the Scam Bankman-Fried arrest, where he got out on bail and they refused to disclose who bailed him out, right? Now, the bond will also be secured by a financial claim on Mashinsky's bank account and his residence in New York City. The arrest and bail agreement of Mashinsky were part of the coordinated efforts of several entities, including the Department of Justice, the Federal Trade Commission, and Federal Securities and Commodities regulators. And on that same day of the arrest, the CFTC, as well as the FTC and SEC, filed lawsuits against Celsius and Alex Mashinsky. And in addition, he was charged by the Department of Justice with 7 counts, including securities and wire fraud. The indictment against Mashinsky states that between 2018 and 2022, he presented Celsius to customers as a secure platform for depositing their crypto assets and earning interest akin to a modern-day bank. However, prosecutors allege Mashinsky actually operated Celsius as a high-risk investment fund, misleading customers and exposing them to a risky business model. The indictment also claims Mashinsky utilized his Twitter account, media interviews, and Celsius website to promote the platform. Regulators assert that despite experiencing significant losses and facing pressure from withdrawals, Mashinsky and Celsius made false claims regarding the platform's financial stability, leading to an exponential increase in its customer base, largely composed of retail investors. So there you have it. What do you think this will likely do? Do you think he'll likely be arrested when the trial is actually, introduced? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Now, I also want to share breaking news. I forgot to mention earlier in the show, the SEC has officially acknowledged BlackRock Spot Bitcoin ETF, mass adoption. Let's freaking go. And again, welcome to y'all just joining us. I appreciate the support each and every day as always. Much love. Now let's break down the latest news in the crypto industry. And that came breaking news yesterday that Ripple Labs has officially won versus the SEC, ultimately meaning XRP is not deemed a security. And in fact, many of the major exchanges in the United States has already relisted XRP now that there is clarity that it is not deemed a security. Now let's break this down in a little greater detail, as a lot of volume has been going into XRP. Trading volume of XRP tokens on the South South Korean crypto exchange Upbit surpassed Bitcoin in the past 24 hours. Pretty interesting. The XRP trading pair saw 2.6 billion in trading volume in the past 24 hours following Ripple's partial win against the US SEC in its long-running court battle. The XRP buying frenzy saw the token account for 46% of all the trading volume on Upbit, followed by Bitcoin with just 5% of the total share. And I think that's why the Bitcoin dominance went down. A lot of people were moving some of their Bitcoin back into the alts, and the alts had a nice run, but naturally everything has corrected. The buying frenzy was not limited to South Korea. XRP saw a 92% surge on July 13th, reaching a new one-year high of 91 cents. This surge helped XRP to climb to the fourth place in the crypto market cap, and within hours of the court ruling, XRP's market cap soared by as much as 21 billion to reach a new yearly high of $46.1 billion. Now, on July 13th, Judge Torres issued the summary judgment in favor of Ripple Labs, ruling that the XRP token is not a security. However, the ruling refers only to the token sales and digital asset exchanges. The judgment was greeted with relief by the XRP community, as the SEC lawsuit filed in 2020 for several crypto exchanges in the U.S. to delist the XRP token, including Coinbase, Kraken, OKX, Gemini, and other exchanges, which have already announced their relisting plans. The crypto community celebrated the win, with many describing it as a watershed moment, while others caution it was only a partial victory. Stephen Pally, a lawyer, noted the summary judgment is only partial and that the ruling by Torres may not set a precedent. He also reminded the community that the SEC may very well appeal the judgment. So do keep that in mind. Even though that Ripple Labs won, SEC has the right to appeal and do this all over again. Now, Dylan LeClaire responded, people quoting, "The government can just ban Bitcoin." Well, he makes a good point. They can't even ban XRP, and you know they tried hard. Mr. No Clarity Gary, since 2020, taken over, I think, Jay Clayton's position as the chairman. We'll see how this is likely to play out, but obviously a massive victory for the entire crypto community. How many of you are pretty stoked that the SEC finally took an L? Let me know your thoughts in the comments right down below. And now let's break down a 130,000 Bitcoin price prediction and how Bitcoin is likely to hit that six-figure mark, followed by the latest from an interview with the BlackRock CEO on national television, Larry Fink, followed by how Bitcoin price can realistically skyrocket to $773,000 per coin, as the BlackRock ETF could help attract $30 trillion into the Bitcoin community. Let's go. And then we'll end the show with our live Q&A. And again, if you're just joining us, make sure to smash that like and say what's good in the live chat. Now, in any market, whether it is fruits and vegetables or financial assets, prices are determined by the intersection of supply and demand. If tomatoes are scarce due to a flood, with the same demand, the price of the supermarket will inevitably be higher, just as it will be higher if the same supply, twice as many people want to buy tomatoes. Common sense, right? And in the financial market, if supply is unlimited, the price is no change by demand, as in the case, for example, of a mutual fund. And if more subscribers want to buy this fund, more shares are simply issued at something called net asset value. That is the correct value of the fund's assets. Now, for example, let's suppose the fund has a capitalization of $100 million made up of 10 million units at a value of $10. If an investor wants to invest 10 million, then 1 million units are issued at a value of $10, and the capitalization of the fund becomes $110 million. It would be a different story if the shares available were limited to 10 million, so anyone who wanted to buy the shares would have to find someone willing to sell them, and in this case, the price might no longer be $10. It would depend on how much the buyers were willing to pay and how much the seller wanted to earn. It would create a situation in which the price fluctuated according to an uneven supply and demand. If an asset was in high demand, obviously the price can go much higher than the correct price. So how can you estimate the correct price? Well, in 2021, there was data published that attempted to estimate the fair value price of Bitcoin, as illustrated here in this graph. It suggested in the June of that year, it reached a relative maximum for Bitcoin. And What is it showing us here? Whoa. The previous fund example helps us understand the logic behind this estimation. If the capitalization of a fund is given by the number of units outstanding multiplied by the NAV or by the price, it is also true it could also be estimated as the number of investors in the fund per average amount held by each investor. So back to Bitcoin, it would also be able to estimate the average amount held in each wallet by the number of wallets in circulation, and also estimate the capitalization of Bitcoin, and consequently by dividing the number of Bitcoin in circulation to derive its price. So the transparency offered by the blockchain allows us to collect much of this info with a high degree of reliability. For example, the number of Bitcoin addresses with a balance different than 0 can easily be tracked just by running a network node. As seen in this graph, the average amount of United States dollars in wallets fluctuates due to the supply and demand, as many wallets hold Bitcoin without ever moving it. So if we take the 90th percentile and the 10th percentile, we find a range that can lead us to subsequently estimate the price of Bitcoin. Now, once the growth curve of wallets in circulation have been estimated, it's possible to estimate a range within which the price of Bitcoin should move. This model is but the simplicity is its strength. Simple model, right? We do not know if a user owns different addresses, probably more than likely, or if a single address is owned by multiple users, as in the case of the cold wallet of an exchange, but we can rely on these relationships, especially when compared in terms of large numbers on a time horizon of a complete prior cycle. So yeah, this is very interesting. So let's get to the numbers. Data from this graph and this model indicates the price of Bitcoin can reach the next ceiling in autumn of 2025, the year preceding the halving, at 130,000, and of course, possibly higher. But as always, it's important to note this forecast is not financial advice. We all know anything can happen, and I have much larger, more optimistic predictions to be sharing with you here in our next stories. But what are your thoughts surrounding the Bitcoin price action hitting 6 figures by the year 2025? I feel personally it's a given. I think most likely we can hit a 6-figure price next year in 2024, so we can have our Puerto Rico celebration party already, which I know many of y'all have been long anticipating for several years here on the channel. But anyways, now for the latest regarding what the BlackRock CEO Larry Fink just shared in a recent interview, followed by 30 trillion entering into the Bitcoin market and what that will likely do to the Bitcoin price action. Let's break this down, shall we? BlackRock CEO Larry Fink delivered fresh remarks supporting crypto's role in democratizing investing worldwide, pointing to growing interest amongst the company's clients in digital assets. Quoting him here, "More and more of our global investors are asking us about crypto," Fink said during an interview with CNBC's Squawk on the Street on July 14th. BlackRock, as we know, is the world's largest asset manager. I've heard rumors that they control between 10 to 20 trillion in assets under management. And in Fink's view, cryptocurrencies have a differentiating value versus other asset classes in helping diversify portfolios. It is so international, it's going to transcend any one currency, he noted. So he couldn't be more bullish on Bitcoin right now. And FYI, they were specifically asking Larry about Bitcoin, but he said, due to our application for the spot Bitcoin ETF, I can't specifically talk about Bitcoin, so I'm just going to refer to it as cryptocurrency. So just FYI why he's using the word crypto, but probably means Bitcoin. Now, despite Fink's pro-crypto remarks during the interview, he declined to comment on BlackRock's app for the spot Bitcoin ETF in the US, as the filing is still pending with the SEC. But here's what he said: "We are working with our regulators because, as in any new market, if BlackRock's name is going to be on it, we're going to make sure that it is safe and sound and protected." Now, several applications to list a Bitcoin ETF on the spot market have been rejected by the SEC in the past years. In fact, the first one was rejected over a decade ago by the Winklevoss twins, the owner of the Gemini exchange. However, BlackRock's filing has sparked renewed hopes of imminent approval, given the asset manager's overwhelming success in getting ETFs approved. According to Bloomberg Intelligence's Eric Balchunas and James Safart, BlackRock has filed for 550 ETF apps and has only been rejected once. Quoting him here, "We believe we have a responsibility to democratize investing. We have done a great job, and the role of ETFs in the world is transforming investing." And BlackRock's app has been followed by several refilings for similar ETF products across the U.S. Asset managers in line include Fidelity, Bitwise, 21 Shares, WisdomTree, Invesco, amongst others. And while American money managers wait for the SEC decision, Europe's first spot Bitcoin ETF is set to debut later this year. Let's go! By London-based firm Jacoby Jacoby Asset Management. The product was scheduled to launch in 2022, but was postponed due to the bear market. And according to Jacoby, the demand has been gradually shifting since last year. That's what's up. And as Max points out here on the back of Larry Fink's interview, he says, we have predicted this for more than 12 years. Facts, he truly has been. And he also says, this guy, referring to Larry Fink, is a douche, but he's going to make millions of Bitcoiners, billions of dollars in profits. Send it. Let's frickin' go. And with that being shared, fam, let's discuss more BlackRock, as again, if this spot Bitcoin ETF gets approved, and it can help usher in literally $30 trillion in assets into the Bitcoin community. Right now, the Bitcoin market cap, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's probably in the ballpark of $600 billion. So 30 trillion is more than 30x. Now, if the Bitcoin price was to 30x off of this spot Bitcoin ETF, with the mass adoption of trillions of dollars, which are currently sitting on the sidelines, all moving into Bitcoin, naturally, we're talking about probably a $900,000 plus Bitcoin price. But here's some of the math, and then we'll dive into our live Q&A. Now, Bloomberg ETF analyst Eric Balchunas believes that $30 trillion worth of capital could be made available to the Bitcoin market if a Bitcoin spot ETF was approved by the SEC. That is estimated amount of assets managed by the U.S. financial advisors who would be willing to get exposure to the top crypto through a regulated ETF. Speaking to Cointelegraph, the analyst stated that a spot Bitcoin ETF can serve as a bridge between the Bitcoin market and an impressive amount of capital. When asked why the approval of a spot Bitcoin ETF in the U.S. would be a big deal, Balchunas stated that financial advisors and the older generation of investors prefer their investments delivered in an ETF, a format they are more familiar and comfortable with. Quoting him here, ETF is the format in which the boomers and the financial advisors prefer their investments delivered in, and this matters because financial advisors manage about $30 trillion in assets. Now, a major talking point in some crypto investment circles, the spot Bitcoin ETF is yet to be approved, obviously, by the SEC. In fact, over the past decade, the regulator rejected as many as 30 spot Bitcoin ETF apps from firms such as Gemini, Fidelity, and WisdomTree. However, Balchunas noted that the odds of approval in the next year have increased to about 50%. He attributed this to the recent filing by BlackRock, stating that the high-level asset manager, which has roughly $9 trillion in assets under management, is very smart, and they just don't throw filings out willy-nilly. They clearly see something out there that they think they can get through the regulators. And commenting on when we are next likely to hear from the SEC on a spot Bitcoin ETF app, the analyst stated that it was possible the regulator would make the announcement of its decision on the ARK Invest application submitted 2 months ago before the BlackRock app. So Cathie Wood's ARK Invest is literally first in line, as she has been screaming from the rooftops, which would be early January of next year. He added that more decisions would likely be made in March or April, and ultimately the BlackRock ETF app will have to get the denial or approval from the SEC before the Bitcoin halving 9 months out, scheduled to be in April. So keep that in mind as well. Balchunas also expressed confidence that the spot Bitcoin ETFs, if approved, have the potential to crush the futures ETFs and assets. And he added that he could see crypto ETFs ultimately reaching the same level as gold ETFs in only a matter of years. So there you have it. You run the math. If Bitcoin was to 30x in market cap and the price followed, that would probably be at today's value of 30,000 per Bitcoin. I'm going to guesstimate in the $900,000 range per BTC. Let me know if you feel that is likely to come into fruition and by what year. And do you think BlackRock will finally get the first spot Bitcoin ETF finally approved in the United States? Will No Clarity Gary give the approval? What are your thoughts? Let me know your honest thoughts in the comments right down below. And now for our live Q&A. Welcome to each and every one of you today in the live chat. We got 263 people here with us. Much love and much respect. We got InfoTard. What's up? Matthew J, Chester Gregory, Coin Father, Sailing with Twins, Crypto Clown, Chris Minka, Jeff, we have Sat Wise. Good to see you, Tommy Boy, CMG. What is good? Jeff S, MJ. What's good? Chris Minka, Garrett Miller. I'm going to start at the very top and start rattling out everyone's comments out loud. Corey Loomis points out, we getting a buying opportunity today. The slight rise was like reviving the engine before takeoff. Stack those stats. Facts, fam. An excellent time to accumulate. Anytime there's a correction, you know what to do. BTFD, buy that freaking dip. Shout out to Bitcoin Maximus. Shout out to Baz Dragon. Yeah, and it's back to the future for the Bitcoin price, unfortunately. But hey, every pump, there needs to be a consolidation, so nothing new under the sun. You feel me? Baz says, do you think that the news of job losses at Binance is the latest FUD, or is it BlackRock selling the price down to buy time? Who knows? Good question. Who really knows? I highly doubt it's the Binance FUD, which has the price correcting right now. I just think a lot of money came into the market. XRP went up like 80%. Like insanely. Every altcoin went to the moon. Even Solana was up like 30%, yesterday. So naturally, when things rise like that, a lot of people take profits, and guess what happens? The market corrects, and the market goes on. It just is what it is. Shout out to Zap Ingram, Japan in the house. Looking forward to another damn good show, and smashing that like button. Greatly appreciate that. Is the greatest compliment you can do to help support the channel here is make sure you're subscribed first and foremost, then smash the like right down below this video, and drop us a comment and let us know what you think, and make sure to hit the bell icon to turn on notifications to get notified each and every day when we go live. MJ says, will the US use Bitcoin to counter a gold-backed BRICS currency? That's an excellent question. If Bitcoin was adopted as a world reserve currency, for example with BRICS, you already know it's going to moon way beyond a 30 trillion market cap, which is what the asset managers can bring on board. You know what I mean? As the total addressable market is hundreds of trillions of dollars. So as they say, sky's the limit, or as I like to say, there is no limit to the sky. But here's what I know. The Bitcoin price is guaranteed to go up in purchasing power, as the US dollar is guaranteed to go down in purchasing power as they continue to print until the wheels fall off, as Bitcoin is incorruptible and there can only ever be 21 million as they finite limited supply. No corrupt individual, organization, government, or central bank or enemy of the state can ever change that. You know what I mean? It's incorruptible, it's unconfiscatable, it's borderless, it's decentralized, and will remain the king. BlackRock spot and its unlimited possibilities of institutional money coming into the system. Facts, Maximus, you hit the nail on the head. Yo, will the BRICS use Bitcoin if gold doesn't work? Great question, because we know gold has no finite limited supply. No one can tell you how much there is of a gold supply in the world, because new vast quantities of gold are being discovered every year. All they have to do is invest more money into mining gold. They're going to discover more. It is what it is. However, with Bitcoin mining, you could have more miners and competition, and all it's going to do is secure the network. It's not going to create more Bitcoin out of thin air. You know what I mean? So there's a massive difference there. Michael Volkman, welcome fam. Good to see you. You may have a point, and this could be why there is a change on the crypto stance coming, says Baz. Carlos Moreno, it looks like I can buy XRP on Coinbase now. I don't know if it is a glitch. More than likely it got relisted. Can someone confirm, is XRP currently available on Coinbase? I did hear rumors of that yesterday, and many of the major United States exchanges besides Coinbase, as Coinbase is the largest, have also made relisting plans where they're going to be relisting it here this week. So it'll be interesting to note. Not sure why they're not starting with Bitcoin to begin with. Even the AI were smart enough to pick BC. Well, we're talking about BTC. Yes, 100%. Starting to hear keywords from Mr. Fink. Gold, Bitcoin, transcend, international. That's right, 100%. This is the international currency of choice, the king crypto. Cambodia in the house. Welcome, Zingai Photo. Appreciate you tuning in. One love. Can we bring back True Hoodie Who as a thing? Who is Hootie Who? I don't even know what you're referring to. Please feel free to enlighten me. South Florida in the building. Shout out to Black Swan, the Dawn. How's the weather in Puerto Rico today? Thank you. It is definitely one of the special places on this planet. Appreciate that. It's hot as usual. I don't think I've ever said it's cold. So if you ask me, no matter what day of the year it is, I'm going to say it's very hot today. And you're always going to have the air condition and fan on in the house. It just is what it is. But I love it. You know what I mean? More sellers than buyers. We warn you, those high prices were not coming, says Chris Minka. Might be a trap, says Your Sounds 101. Bitcoin is about to rage. Well, bring it. Mark Johnson, welcome. Maximus, nah, just getting rid of the loose hands. Word up, loose hands. Hey guys, some smart comments in there. It's the big boys trying to shake out the shrimps so they can accumulate cheaper. You already know. Nothing new under the sun. Cool days are okay, fam. Aloha, says K-Dub. Welcome, fam. Happy Friday, says Stizzle. Welcome. What's good? Ambrosia Chocolate Factory. Good to see you. Chris says buy the dip works for Bitcoin, not alts most of the time. 99% of the alts never recover from their previous all-time high. You make a great point. So when I say BTFD or you hear buy the dip, we're talking about Bitcoin. Don't forget to slap that like button. Thank you, Dankness. That's hard to believe, says K-Dub. Interesting times we share. Hope all are well, says Tim Crypto. Appreciate you tuning in, Tim. Bitcoin will transcend fiat. That's a given. Fiat is doomed. We all know that. Yeah, we got to get out of this 30,000 rut. Pump it up. Well, we already hit roughly 32,000. Yesterday was at like 31.8. I feel once we can clear 32,000 decisively, like hit 32.5, there's nothing but thin air as far as resistance is concerned between 32 and 40. So send it. Let's freaking go. When the time is right, Bitcoin will do its own thing. It's on its own vector. You know what I mean? Yeah, Bitcoin does its own thing in its own time. Facts. 100% agree with Maximus. XRP bulls got wrecked, says Jeff. Joseph Brown, hello from Miami, Florida. Shout out to Miami, Florida. Welcome, Joseph. Appreciate you tuning in. The Bitcoin going sideways proves Bitcoin is getting more stable. A bit boring, but at least we can accumulate more sats. Shout out to Tony Jeffries and shout out to Liverpool. Also want to say I appreciate the contributions coming in regarding being zapped all these sats. I checked the other day and I had someone send me 100,000 Satoshis. I'm like, that is what's up. And I believe that came from Jeffrey. So much love and much respect. I greatly appreciate that. The Bitcoin, yeah. My XRP hope price was $1.20, not even close. And that's with the best news for them. That's right. This is the best news for XRP since 2020 when they got delisted from all the major U.S. exchanges once the lawsuit against the SEC officially began, thanks to Jay Clayton and his final day working for the SEC. Interesting, right? And the Bank of Japan is using it. That's right. I know XRP adoption is very strong in Japan. Word up, hodling since 2013. You an OG sat-wise, much love and much respect. Crypto Rome says if we get a Bitcoin spot ETF before the presidential debate, then buckle your seatbelt. Next stop is the moon. And I also feel that it will obviously be a major factor for the next presidential election. Hopefully, I'm praying that whatever president does get elected, that he is pro-Bitcoin and anti-CBDC. And thus far, the two candidates who are probably the biggest running as Democrat and Republican, Democrats Kennedy Jr., he says he is pro-Bitcoin. In fact, he was a keynote speaker at the Bitcoin Miami conference earlier in the year. And he says he understands the importance of Bitcoin. He also claims him or his wife holds roughly between 100,000 and 250,000 in Bitcoin, which they purchased after that keynote speech. And then we also have what's his name? DeSantis, who is currently the governor of Florida. He's running as a Republican, and he says he is also pro-Bitcoin and anti-CBDC. And now I know for a fact that Donald Trump and Biden are both anti-Bitcoin, anti-crypto, and pro-CBDC. You can listen to their own interviews in their own words. Don't take my word for it. So I'm just hoping we get a Bitcoin, a president who acknowledges Bitcoin and is not a central banking cartel puppet working for the central bank to protect the US dollar, which Trump has said in his own words. He does not like any cryptocurrency, especially Bitcoin, because it undermines the US dollar. And I want a strong US dollar, he says, because he is a puppet for the central banking cartel, just like Biden and the rest of them. Just saying, know your handlers, fam. They are Freemasons. Even Trump is a Scottish Rite Freemason. If you don't know, do your research. You know what I mean? Hodlin, yeah, keep on hodling, fam. I'm back. Welcome, Stelling with Twins. Welcome back. Greetings from Oslo. Keep hodling. That's what's up, Al. Appreciate you tuning in. I think we are all glad you found better use for those gold coins, as Crypto Rome. The announcement of an ETF launch are making it clear the Bitcoin is here to stay and a store of investment value. You already know, because what other options are there for store value? You have gold, which can easily be confiscated. There was a Gold Seizure Act. I think that was back in 1933. Correct me if I'm wrong. But if you had gold, you had to turn it in or get arrested. If you got busted, boom, confiscated everyone's wealth just like that. We already know nothing is safe in a safety, deposit box at the bank. They can just confiscate your wealth like they've done in Italy and all different countries around the world. So Bitcoin, it's unconfiscatable. You know what I mean? It's borderless. You could go anywhere in the world. You can remember your key phrase and it can never be taken from you if you're smart about it and you keep it in a cold storage or in a brain. You know what I mean? Whereas do not keep your crypto on the exchanges, not your keys, not your coins. And ultimately, wherever your crypto is, what do they say? Possession's 9/10 of the law. So it's just saying. So if your crypto is on, hypothetically speaking, the Coinbase exchange, then hypothetically, who owns your Bitcoin? Wherever it's located, possession is 9/10 of the law. So just saying, BlackRock, the crook rich people trust to invest with them. Chris, you ain't telling no lies. Hyper Bitcoinization says, know your past. That's what's up. Send it and let's go. Greetings from Holland. Shout out to Barry. That's right. Another Monday opportunity. JV, you're doing a great job. Thank you, Bart. Greatly appreciate the kind support. Chris says XRP had still lost 97% against Bitcoin. Just saying. North and South Holland, welcome. Crypto Rome, just think when Bitcoin goes to the moon, Michael Saylor will be the richest man in the world, probably alongside CZ, because don't forget, CZ is also one of the biggest hodlers of Bitcoin and crypto in general. So I'd say, yeah, Michael Saylor will become a trillionaire without a doubt. CZ, if he is not in jail, because the SEC obviously is choosing him as a target, if he is not imprisoned, he will probably be one amongst the richest people in the world as well. Elon and Jeff Bezos, unless they're investing heavily in crypto, they're not going to be the world's richest for much longer. Just saying, especially with Bitcoin halving around the corner in 2024. Let's freaking go. And who knows? Maybe there'll be somebody who becomes the richest, not even on our radar right now. You never know. Just saying, had some trapped XRP from 2017 on Kraken, but last night it finally turned into $10 a Bitcoin. $10, huh? And erasing that stain from my past. Do what it do, Satwise. Much love. Publicly acknowledging BlackRock is a great sign for approval. 100% Robert Brady, because there's a lot of institutions, like I said, sitting on trillions that don't have permission to invest into Bitcoin unless there's a regulated ETF. So that's all we need. Then the green light is on and the race continues as the Bitcoin game theory continues in full effect. So let's freaking go. Like Sailor, I want to make homeschool easier for all. I don't care about the money. I got enough. That's what's up. What's up? Here comes the solar eclipse, says Garrett Miller. Word up. Is that for real? Good to see you, Maximus, Chris Minka, and the whole entire fam. Welcome to Crypto News Alerts. Since '08, Michael Saylor offers free online courses to all who want to learn. That's right. Is that Bitcoin University? Is that Sailors, or is that Tim Draper's? I know there is a URL, Bitcoin University, where you can get free Bitcoin education. Please do clarify and let me know. And what do you guys think of this angle? This is the side angle with the camera here. Then we have the front angle. Which one do you prefer? Do you like when I just switch it up randomly? Do let me know. MJ at approximately 670,000 Bitcoin. Transcend. Be like that. Word up. I'd love to see a 670,000 price action. Send it and let's freaking go. 175,000 prediction coming from Jeff in 2025. I think that's more realistic. My prediction, and I'm optimistic that we're likely to see between a 200 and 300,000 Bitcoin peak at the cycle height, which I believe will be in 2025 based on the previous halving cycles. We, start climbing, but it's the year preceding the halving when we hit the cycle peak. So if history is to rhyme, yeah, let's go. Multiple six figures, and let's have some celebration parties out here in Puerto Rico. What do you say? Chris, I keep thinking we need a standard course that can be linked locally, offering sats as rewards for learning with a certificate. First zap with a description, get you 5 sats back. I like that. I love reward programs. Great thinking, stat-wise. CMG says, JV, what's poppin', fam? What's good? Hello, Tommy Boy from Panama in the building. Welcome, Tommy Boy. Panama's a beautiful city. A few years back, I spent some time in Panama City. Had a great time. It was actually a very developed city, very impressive. Good times. I think you're all too bearish. We're 4 to 6 years away from the zero spot Bitcoin on the exchanges. Word up. I have a lifetime subscription to the Orange Pill Academy or app. Any others out there? Good for organizing local meetups like the 100,000 JV Bash. Cool. Well, who put that app out there? Is that Max and Stacy? Because I wasn't even familiar with an Orange Pill app. So good to know. So can I go to the App Store, type in Orange Pill, download this baby, and is it specifically for meetups and to meet with Bitcoiners? Let me know. I haven't heard of it. What's good? Chilling, about to go to sleep. 2 weeks at sea, starting to get tired now. Oh boy. Safe sailing out there, sailing with twins. Shout out to you in South Africa. Much love. What's good? Coin Father, Biden just released this yesterday, ordering selected reserve and certain members of individual ready reserve to the armed forces of active duty. Boo. No one likes Joe Biden. This guy needs to resign already, along with no Claire Gare of the SEC. But the million-dollar question becomes, who does this suit get replaced by? Important question for the United States, right? Donald Trump University, Jesuit School, Bronx, New York, says Kelvin Watson. Word up. We could write in BTC. Interesting, Nathan. The non-sheeple will be investing their wealth into Bitcoin. You already know. Get rid of all politicians. Bitcoin leads. That's right. Stop supporting your oppressors, including the central banking cartels. Just use Bitcoin and say no to USD. Say no to central bank digital currencies and CBDCs. As we know, Bitcoin is the antidote. Bitcoin is the freedom, which we need, because without it, we are doomed as a species. Just saying. This is God's story, and every person who ever lived has been blessed with the gift of being a part of it. That's right. And every day I pray to God and thank him for being above ground. Another day above ground is another beautiful day here on the earth. Wouldn't you agree? Blockchain Masons will build, says Santo A. Interesting comment there. Trump and his wife sell their NFT on ETH. Do you think anything to do with Trump needing money? He is beyond wealthy for generations to come. Do you think he launched those NFTs with, for whatever reason to make money? No, it's probably someone running a campaign to, generate money for running for Trump. Who knows? But I highly doubt Trump has anything to do with the NFTs. He's just the face, you know what I mean? To sell it, maybe to raise some extra money for a campaign. But at the end of the day, he is anti-crypto. Many of you don't get that because you're so in love with Trump. I get it. But at the same time, he's anti-crypto. He's anti-Bitcoin. He does not like it. You know what I mean? He's against it. So if he could shut it down, he would have. But unfortunately for them, they can't. It is what it is. How do you feel about Ethereum EIP 4844 Proto Dankshardin? Please enlighten me. I mean, all these EIPs, I can't even keep up to all the updates with Ethereum. I don't even know what Danksharding means at all. So enlighten me. JV tagged you on the orange pill on Twitter. Thank you, fam. Appreciate that. Amen, JV from Maximus. Clout says Adam. He's pro USD. Exactly. He represents the United States dollar. That's his job. You know what I mean? He's a puppet for the dollar to make sure the dollar is strong because he represents the central banking cartel of the United States of America, which all presidents do. You know what I mean? That's why more than likely a pro-Bitcoin candidate will probably not get elected for this. I say it's less probable, not saying it's impossible because I pray that it will happen. But what happened last election? Trump clearly won, and they said that Biden got more votes than Barack Obama from the previous presidency, which we all know is a lie, but y'all accepted it. And guess who is the president of the United States right now? Sad, but this is the reality we live in, fam. Shout out to Nayib Bukele, the only legitimate president of the world who is pro-Bitcoin and put his money where his mouth is. You know what I mean? By having the balls to make Bitcoin a legal tender and going against the IMF and ultimately saying, take that. You feel me? ETH's forks do jack. I mean, even Vitalik is not comfortable investing or what's the word we use? Staking his Ethereum. He says, how much Ethereum have you staked? Oh, a very minuscule amount. Why is that? Because he doesn't trust it because it's not decentralized. He doesn't trust the centralized properties of the own coin which he invented. Maybe because it's partnered with the World Economic Forum. Who really knows? But if the founder or co-founder does not trust in it, how can you guys trust in it? You know what I mean? So just saying, JV getting hot. It is getting hot in here. I'm getting warmed up. I'm just getting warmed up, fam. Anyways, just caught you. I appreciate it. Will Stop Sun versus Guru. Much love and much respect. Anyways, now for a recap, what I cover with you here in today's show. I broke down the latest technical analysis. We also discussed breaking news behind Celsius founder Alex Mashinsky pleading not guilty and being granted bail for a large sum of money, something like $40 million. However, he was announced being arrested yesterday, so obviously didn't spend much time in jail. We also discussed breaking news. The SEC officially acknowledged acknowledging the BlackRock Spot Bitcoin ETF application. Let's go. We also discuss XRP tops Bitcoin on Upbit with 2.6 billion of trading volume in 24 hours. We also discuss the demand driving the price of Bitcoin to $130,000 or higher, as well as crypto will transcend international currencies, according to the BlackRock CEO Larry Fink. And we also discuss BlackRock Spot Bitcoin ETF could unlock $30 trillion worth of capital poured into the Bitcoin market. But where do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to go next? Let me know in the comments